Okay, good morning, dear students. Before going to today's topic, just we will rewind the earlier class. So that is partial balancing of locomotives. So those are attaining the some effects. So what are the effects are there? First one is the variation of tractive effect, and second one is the swaying couple, and the third one is the hammer blow. So already have seen, okay, what is the formula of variation of tractive effort and our swaying couple and our hammer blow. And already have done regarding the problem also, regarding the topic problem also. So now the today topic is balancing of the primary forces of the multi-cylinder inline engine. So that is the balancing of multi-cylinder inline engine. Just all of you observe that. So in this multi-cylinder inline engines, so for example, four-cylinder engine is there. How to be balancing of the how to balance of the our four-cylinder engine. So that is the very important thing. So in this, they may set the the multi-cylinder engines with the cylinder center lines in the same plane and the same side of the center line of the crankshaft is known as the inline engines. So what is the mean of inline engine? Inline engine means simply to say that cylinder center lines in the same plane and on the same side of the center line of the crankshaft is known as the inline engines. So in this, how for balancing of these multi-cylinder inline engines, they must follow the two conditions. Those are the first one, the algebraic sum of the primary forces must be equals to zero, and the second one, the algebraic sum of the couples about any point in the plane of the primary forces also must be 0. So those two conditions, okay, are followed for balancing of the primary forces. Okay, those are there. So algebraic sum of the forces, primary forces. Already we know the formula of primary forces. So those are the, what is the formula is there? Primary force formula. So that is the m omega square r cos theta. Okay, so those all the cylinders. So how many? What are the how many cylinders are there? Those all the cylinders. Okay, those must followed by the this value. That is the our algebraic sum of the primary forces must be equals to 0. That is the first condition. And the second one is algebraic sum of the couples must be 0. Okay, so when we follow the particular conditions, so then the system is going to be balanced. So in this, so they may set the one statement regarding that one. So that is the primary balance of the reciprocating parts of multi-cylinder engine. Convenient to imagine the reciprocating masses to be transferred to their respective crank pins. Reciprocating masses to be transferred to their respective crank pins and to treat the problem as one of revolving masses. So they may also including the statement. So that is the, what are the reciprocating masses are there, reciprocating parts of reciprocating masses are there, those are transferred to their respective crank pins. Okay, so and to treat the problem as the revolving masses. So those are also considered as the revolving masses. They may also adding with that revolving masses. So those are the conditions are there. Now they may set the some cases. Those are the for primary forces, especially for primary forces. They may also including some cases. So that in that the first case represent that two-cylinder engine. For a two-cylinder engine with the crankset 180 degrees, so condition 1 may be satisfied. Okay, so condition 1 may be satisfied when we take the two cylinder engines. But in this will result in an unbalanced couple. But this will result in an unbalanced couple. So the method of primary balancing cannot be applied in this case. So what is the condition is there? That is the condition 1 may be satisfied. Okay, but the result in an unbalanced couple. Okay, that is also happen in this place. So that is the result. Okay, what is the result is there? That result is not balanced, particularly couple point of view. Couple point of view, it is not exactly to be balanced. So that cannot be applied in this case. Now going to take the second case point of view, when we take the three-cylinder engines with bearings. So those are also at 120 degrees. 120 degrees angle. If the reciprocating masses for the cylinder are the same, the reciprocating masses for the cylinder are same, then condition 1 will be satisfied. Will be satisfied because the forces may be represented by the sides of equilateral triangle. So that may also happen here. So that is the forces represented the sides of an equilateral triangle. So that may also follows the particular thing is there. So when we take the 120 degrees of angle between the one to another, so that may also satisfied here condition 1. And couple point of view, two couples with the non-parallel axis, two couples with non-parallel axis will remain and cannot vanish vectorially. So that is also there. Two couples uh, is also follows the particular thing. And going to take the third case, so that is regarding with the four-cylinder engine. Four-cylinder. So in our four-cylinder engine, complete primary balance is possible, and it is also follows that multi-cylinder engine. Okay, for the multi-cylinder engine, primary forces may be completely balanced by suitably arranging the crank angles. Okay, so that is also there. That means when we take the four-cylinder engine type, so you need not to mention the another balancing masses. So those are already balanced by their four cylinders. When it is possible, so when we arranging the particular crank angles, when we arrange the crank angles are perfect. Okay, so then the system is going to be balanced. So that may said here. And similarly to take that, so balancing of secondary forces. So what we discussed in earlier, that is the primary forces balance. And similarly to take the our secondary forces of multi-cylinder inline engines also there. So that is what is the value of secondary forces for multi-cylinder engine. So that is the our Fs equals to m omega square r cos 2 theta by n. So already know. But the thing is, the observer will assume that. So what is the crank is there? So that crank, okay, actual crank. Just you will observe the our diagram. So in our diagram, actual crank will revolves or rotated with the uniform angular velocity of omega with the radius of r, small r. But the thing is, they may also imagine the imaginary crank. They may also assume the imaginary crank. So when they are imagining to the particular crank, imaginary crank, so that is rotated with the angular velocity 2 omega. So that is also follows the 2 omega, and angular displacement is also follows 2 theta. So that is the our observer will imagine that when we take the our uh, secondary forces. So those values here they may also represent in our next equation. So that is the Fs equals to m into omega is replacing with 2 omega into r by 4n. So that is they may also represented here 4n is there. 4n into cos 2 theta. Why they are mentioning here? So actually what is the formula is there? M omega square or cos 2 theta by n is the formula. But the thing is when they are imagined to the omega is replacing with 2 omega. So we are having the uh, the totally is multiplied with the our multiplied with the our equation. So then that is balanced by the help of our 4. Okay, so division with the that is balanced by the help of division with 4. So that may also here. So in this why we consider as the 4n, just they may said that. So that is the secondary forces considered to be equivalent to the component parallel to the line of the stroke, and centrifugal force produced by an equal mass placed at an imaginary crank of the length is the r by 4n, and revolving at twice the speed of actual crank. So they may also said that why division with the 4 also. So why? Because when it is rotating with the twice speed, double speed, then simply to put it the our length also, crank of the length is also division with the hour. So that is also the. And now in this that may also follows the conditions. So that is the it is also similar to the earlier one, that is the algebraic sum of the secondary forces must be equals to 0. Algebraic sum of the secondary forces must be equals to 0. And the second condition, the algebraic sum of the couples must be 0. So that is also happen in our particular system. Okay, conditions will be the same in earlier to this one. So actually we are having the problem regarding the earlier topic, but this one will discuss it in later classes. Next topic is balancing of the radial engines, or direct and reverse crank method. Direct and reverse crank method. Uh, for discussing of our balancing of radial engine, let us take the our reciprocating engine mechanism. So that is the our reciprocating engine mechanism is there. Okay, so that is the OC crank is there, and CP is the our connecting rod, and cylinder is there. Okay, slider there. And in this, what is the okay? So direct crank and reverse crank method. So direct crank and reverse crank means here when the engine will starts with the when the engine will rotating with the uniform angular velocity of omega. Okay, with that is started with the angular displacement of theta. So the crank will follow the angular displacement of theta. So in this, so that is the crank is there. So observer will imagine that another crank is placed to the opposite of the our crank. So then that value will be here. So that is the O and C dash is there. Reverse crank is there. And that may also follows the same similar theta angular displacement. But the direct crank is rotating clockwise direction, and the reverse crank will follows anti-clockwise direction of rotation. So then you will find the primary forces So that is the considering the primary forces. So when we consider the primary forces, so what is the primary force value already known. So that is the our m omega square or cos theta. And in this, when we are imagined as a two cranks are there in our system, so then uh, so then the force is okay is equals to the component of centrifugal force along the line of the stroke. It is produced by the mass m is there, mass m placed at the crank pin C. So what is the mass is there at the crank pin? Generally we are imagining that. So some crank, okay, the crank will carrying the some masses at the crank pin. So that mass value is divided into the two cranks. The mass value is also sharing with the our two cranks. So in that, so m by 2 each equals to the m by 2 and m by 2. So when we consider as the our m by 2 and m by 2 are carrying to the our direct crank and reverse crank, so then they may write the equations. So those are the centrifugal force acting on the primary direct and reverse cranks. Okay, so those two are follows the same. Those are that value is the m by 2 omega square r. Okay, primary force of the centrifugal force of the direct crank value is the m by 2 omega square r. And similarly to write reverse crank also. Now going to write the our component of centrifugal force acting on the primary direct crank. Okay, now we are going to write the primary force. Okay, it's component of the centrifugal force acting on the primary direct crank. So when we write the primary force, then m by 2 into omega square r cos theta. Direct crank only we write the okay direct crank. So that is the m by 2 omega square r cos theta is there. And similarly to write the our reverse crank also. Reverse crank. So that is the m by 2 omega square r cos theta. So two components. Okay. So that is the one is belongs to the our direct crank and another one is the our reverse crank. So now we will write the total component of centrifugal force along the line of the stroke. Along the line of the stroke. Total two components are there, direct one and in the reverse is one. So those are that value will come. Okay, m by 2 omega square r cos theta plus m by 2 omega square r cos theta. Okay, so then the value will comes m omega square r cos theta. So this is also equals to primary force already known. Okay, so that is there. They may also said here one small statement regarding this one. Hence, primary effects of the mass m of the reciprocating parts at P may be replaced by two masses at C and C dash. Each of the magnitude is m by 2. Each of the magnitude m by 2. So similarly, if you are writing as the our vertical components, that is the our perpendicular to the line of the stroke values, so then that value is also similar. So that is the m by 2 omega square r sin theta. Okay, so they may also represented here. Now going to find the our secondary forces when we consider the secondary forces for direct and reverse crank. So in this, just you will observe that what is the thing is there. Just observe the our reciprocating engine mechanism. In this, when you take the secondary forces, then the crank will revolves. Okay, twice of the speed. So that is the angular velocity, uniform angular velocity of 2 omega, and follows the displacement. Angular displacement is 2 theta. So that is the OD that is represented with the crank is represented with the OD and okay. So they may also represented here. So that is the 2 theta and 2 theta is there. D is there, D dash is there. And similarly, right here, what is the equation is there? So that is the secondary force value. M into omega is replacing with 2 omega, and R by 4n into cos 2 theta. R by 4n into cos 2 theta. So then if you are consider as, so then it is also equals to this m omega square r cos 2 theta by n is there. Okay, so that the thing is just representing here, the crank OD is the secondary direct crank and rotates at the 2 omega radian per seconds in the clockwise direction, and reverse crank, so that is the secondary reverse crank OD dash is rotated with the same speed, but it is rotating with the anti-clockwise direction. So that thing will happen in our particular system. So that is the small difference is there between the one to another. Next topic. So that is the our balancing of V engines. Balancing of V engines. Just you will imagine the our V engine. So that is the diagram. Just observe the diagram, all of you. Two-cylinder engine is there. That is okay. Seems to be V type. V engine is there. So here the common crank is there. The common crank of the two cylinders. So that is the OC is the common crank to the two cylinders. The cylinders are there. P and Q cylinders are there. Okay. In this, before going to start the notation part, let us know the our notations. So those are the small m equals to mass of reciprocating parts per cylinder, and L equal to length of the connecting rod, and R is the radius of the crank, and N is the ratio of the L by ratio of the length of connecting rod to the crank radius. Theta is the inclination of crank to the vertical, and omega is the angular velocity of the crank. Okay, those are the notations are given in our derivation part. So when we know the total notations, then easily to solve the our derivation, easily to make the derivation. Now observe that, and here we have some mistakes are there. This is the okay. Now all of you observe that. So crank is there. The crank will revolve with the angular velocity of omega. Okay, and connecting rod, that is the CP is there and CQ is there, and they may also identified the our primary and secondary forces with the help of this line. So line of the stroke lines are there. Line of the stroke lines are there. 1 and 2. Line of the stroke 1 and line of the stroke 2. So now just observe that. We know that inertia force due to the reciprocating parts of the cylinder 1 along the line of the stroke, along the line of the stroke. So just they write the our okay inertia force due to the reciprocating parts. So for the cylinder one, they may also write here. So what is the value is there? So the value is the m omega square r cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. So just all of you remind that. Okay, all of you remember the particular thing. That is the inertia force is also equals to our okay resultant force required to the our system, and our uh, unbalanced force. What is the unbalanced force? Those all are similar and equal. Okay, nearly to take the equal. That means inertia force is also represented with the ma. So similarly, MA means the formula is the m omega square r cos theta plus cos theta by n. So that one value, okay, that is written here. So now that inertia force due to the cylinder one value is the m omega square r cos alpha minus theta plus cos 2 alpha minus theta by n. So why? Because just how much of the angle is there? So that is the alpha minus theta. Okay, alpha minus this value, alpha minus theta is there. So cos theta is replacing with alpha minus theta, and here two places are also similar. And now going to write the our inertia force due to the reciprocating parts of the reciprocating parts of the our cylinder 2, cylinder 2. So that is the m omega square r cos alpha plus theta. Why? Because the angle is how much between the crank to the our line of the stroke, that is the alpha plus theta. That value will be here. Okay. So that is the cos alpha plus theta plus cos 2 into alpha plus theta by n. Okay. It is very important derivation, uh, especially for semester exams. So why? Because the derivation will occupies nearly 2 to 3 pages. 3 pages matter is there. But when you have here once, so then easily to okay, easily to complete the derivation part. So now just all of you observe that now considering the primary forces. Okay, the balancing of engine is only considered for primary and secondary forces. Now let us discuss the our consideration of primary forces. When we take the consideration of primary forces, now write that primary force acting along the line of the stroke for cylinder 1. So the primary force value is what is the horizontal component is there, that horizontal component. Okay, so that value. So that is the our along the line of the stroke value is the m omega square r cos alpha minus theta, cos alpha minus theta. And component of fp1 along vertical line oy. So now they may write that vertical, okay, vertical line to the oy. So oy they may also write here. So that is the value is there. Okay, component of fp1 along vertical line oy. So that is the fp1 cos alpha, fp1 cos alpha. Just observe that. So first this component, now they may write here this component also. So this component. So what are the where we are locating to the our primary forces and the secondary forces? This line along the line of this two. Now they write the our vertical, okay, this component. So this line now is there just here to here. Okay, OPY. So let us take the triangle OPY triangle. OPY triangle. Okay, OPY triangle. In this component, okay, OY component. So OY means FP1 cos alpha. Okay, FP1 cos alpha. So FP1 means already known the value. FP1 means m omega square r cos alpha minus theta, and again cos alpha term is there. Just let us take the equation number 1. And similarly, to write the horizontal line OX, component of the horizontal line OX. So now have been written. So that is the OY component. Now have to write the our OX component. So OX component. So that means the triangle of OPY in this opposite value. Okay, OPY. So that is the this component, OX component. So what is the component is there? Just FP1 sin alpha. That is the FP1 sin alpha. So then FP1 means m omega square r cos alpha minus theta into sin alpha. Okay. So it is taken as the equation number 2. Now those values are okay. Now going to take the our cylinder 2. Now similarly to take the for cylinder 2. So that is the cylinder 2 point of view. FP2 value is how much? M omega square r cos alpha plus theta. Cos alpha plus theta. And now similarly to write the vertical line OY component of FP2 along OY. So that is the FP2 cos alpha. So M omega square r cos alpha plus theta into cos alpha, that is taken as the equation number 3. And similarly write OX dash. Okay, OX dash component FP to sin alpha. So that is the M omega square r cos alpha plus theta into sin alpha. Now they write here total components of the primary forces along the vertical line OY. So for cylinder 1, OY component is there. For cylinder 2, OY component is there. Those two are adding here. So that is the our 1 plus 3. So M omega square r cos alpha, just take note the common term cos alpha, and the remaining term is cos alpha minus theta plus cos alpha plus theta. So that means cos A plus B minus cos A plus B plus cos A minus B. So that means 2 cos A cos B. So just substitute the formula here. So then the term will come, uh, then the term is going to be 2m omega square r cos square alpha cos theta. So that is the our vertical line OY, primary forces of the vertical line OY. And now going to find the primary forces along the line OX horizontal. So then those are the one is going to okay, one is going to this side. Just observe that one is going to right and one is going to left. So that's why here, so 2 minus 4 they may also representing here. So that is the 2 minus 4. Okay, 2 minus, so those are the m omega square r sin alpha into cos alpha minus theta minus cos alpha plus theta. So that is the formula is there, cos A plus B minus cos A minus B, 2 sin A sin B, 2 sin A sin B. So then the formula will comes 2m omega square r sin square alpha sin theta. So horizontal components are there and vertical components are there. Now going to find the resultant. Resultant primary force equals to square root of FPV square plus FPH square. So then the term will come 2m omega square r cos square alpha cos theta square sin square alpha sin theta square. So in this they may also representing the okay, alpha values. So those are the when we take the 2 alpha equals to 60 degrees or alpha equals to 30. So then the equation how to get the okay, what the equation will come. So that the m by 2 into m omega square r into square root of 9 cos square theta plus sin square theta. And similarly when we take the 2 alpha value is 90. So then the equation uh, then the equation will come m omega square r. And similarly to find the our r2 alpha equals to 120 degrees. So then the equation will come, then the equation comes, so m by 2 omega square r into cos square root of cos square theta plus 9 sin square theta. So those are the cases are there, belongs to the our primary forces. Now similarly to find the our secondary forces, m omegas, okay, considering the secondary forces. So then similarly to write here, so that is the secondary forces along the stroke of the cylinder, along the line of the stroke, that is the for cylinder 1 m omega square r cos into 2 alpha minus theta by m. So that is the difference is there. And similarly to write the vertical component and horizontal component OY OX. So that is the cos alpha sin alpha. And similarly to write for cylinder 2 also, cylinder 2 also. So then what is the procedure what happened in our earlier, so the same procedure will also make, okay, made in our secondary forces also. Then again they may also, okay, the final equation will come for resultant of the secondary forces 2m by n into omega square r square root of cos alpha cos 2 alpha cos 2 theta whole square plus sin alpha sin 2 alpha sin 2 theta whole square. So cases are also similarly to find here. Okay,